Hey Cowboys Nation, it's Alex back again, and before we even dive into this massive breaking Cowboys update, I have got a quick question for you. Most of you watch my videos every single week, but for some reason you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, so do me a huge favor right now, pause for a second, tap that subscribe button, join the family, and don't miss out on the biggest Cowboys news, rumors, and updates, because trust me, the next few weeks are going to be absolutely wild. Alright, let's get right into it, because today we have got breaking news coming straight out of Dallas. The Cowboys have officially traded offensive lineman Asim Richards to the New Orleans Saints, and on top of that, the team has also announced 5 roster cuts. This is a major shakeup, and it tells us a lot about where the Cowboys are heading as the regular season gets closer, so let's break it all down piece by piece. First, let's talk about Asim Richards. Now, if you have been following training camp and preseason, you know that Richards was a player with potential. He was a young, versatile lineman who could slide in at guard or tackle when needed. The Cowboys liked his upside, but here is the reality: when you are building a roster, sometimes it is about numbers and sometimes it is about fit. Richards just did not carve out a consistent role with this offensive line, and with Dallas already having solid depth in those positions, the writing was kind of on the wall. The Cowboys clearly felt it was better to move him now rather than keeping him stuck at the bottom of the depth chart. So what did Dallas get in return for Richards? That is the big question. The details of the trade with the Saints show that the Cowboys are playing the long game. They picked up a late-round draft pick, which at first might not sound like a huge deal, but here is why it matters. Late-round picks can turn into hidden gems. Remember, this front office has a history of finding value late in the draft, so don't just brush this off. This was a smart, forward-looking move by the Cowboys, and it also frees up a roster spot for players who can contribute right away. Now let's shift over to the roster cuts, because this is where things get really interesting. The Cowboys officially let go of 5 players, and these decisions were not easy. Remember, when you get down to the final cuts, you are talking about guys who worked all offseason, guys who poured everything into camp and preseason just hoping to make the roster. So every name on this list matters, but it also gives us clues about what this team is prioritizing heading into week 1. Think about it, roster cuts are more than just trimming the fat. They are statements. They tell you who the coaching staff trusts and who they believe can make an impact right now. If your name is called during cuts, it does not always mean your career is over. Sometimes it means you could land on the practice squad or even get picked up by another team. But for these 5 guys, it means Dallas is moving in a different direction, and that direction is clear. They want speed, athleticism, and versatility across the board. Now let's circle back to what this all means for the Cowboys' offensive line. Losing Asim Richards might raise some eyebrows, especially with Tyron Smith dealing with injuries in the past and the constant need for depth. But here is the key takeaway: Dallas is confident in the guys they have right now. Tyler Smith, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele, and others are holding it down, and they have seen enough from backups like Chuma Edoga and Brock Hoffman to feel comfortable moving forward. So this trade is not a sign of panic, it is a sign of confidence. And let's be honest, the Saints needed help on the offensive line. They have been banged up, they have struggled with depth, and Richards actually fits what they are trying to do. So this trade works for both sides. The Cowboys get a pick to use in the future. The Saints get a young lineman with upside that they can develop. That is what you call a win-win. But Cowboys Nation, let's not ignore the bigger picture here. Every time a move like this happens, it is a reminder that the front office is thinking 3 steps ahead. Trades and cuts are not just about today, they are about shaping the roster for the long haul. This team knows it is in a win-now window with Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and all the stars we talk about every week. So every roster spot matters, every decision counts. You cannot afford to waste a slot on a player you are not going to use, and that is exactly why these moves are happening now. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about the Cowboys trading Asim Richards? Was it the right move, or should Dallas have kept him around for depth? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I want to know if you are buying into the front office strategy or if you think they are making a mistake. And while you are at it, don't forget to hit that like button, because it really helps push this video out to more Cowboys fans just like you. Let's also not forget about the ripple effect of these cuts, and this trade. Football is all about competition, and when 5 players get cut and 1 player gets traded, it sends a message to the rest of the locker room: nobody's job is safe. You have got to show up every single day and prove that you belong on this roster. That competitive fire is exactly what this team needs going into the season, because the NFC is going to be a battle, and the Cowboys cannot afford to be complacent. And here is something else to think about with these moves. Dallas might not be done yet. The front office has shown time and time again that they are willing to wheel and deal, especially as other teams finalize their rosters. Don't be surprised if we see another trade or two in the coming days. This could be just the beginning. Remember last year when no one expected certain moves and suddenly Dallas pulled the trigger? That is why you always have to stay locked in, because news can break at any moment. So let me ask you this: if the Cowboys were to make another trade, what position do you think they should target? Should it be running back? Should it be cornerback? Should it be more offensive line help, or maybe even a surprise wide receiver? Let me know your thoughts, because these are the conversations that make Cowboys Nation so strong. We debate, we discuss, and we stay passionate no matter what. Now, before I wrap up, let me just say this: it is never easy to see players get cut or traded, because at the end of the day, these are guys chasing their dreams, but it is part of the business, and it is what makes the NFL so intense. Every roster spot is earned, nothing is guaranteed, and as tough as it is for those 5 players who got cut today, it is also an opportunity for others to step up and make their mark. So keep an eye on who rises in the next couple of weeks. Alright, Cowboys fans, that is going to do it for today's breaking news. Asim Richards is off to the New Orleans Saints. The Cowboys have made 5 roster cuts, and the front office is clearly shaping this team for a strong push into the season. If you made it this far into the video, you are a real one, and I appreciate you more than you know. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we have got daily updates coming your way: trades, roster cuts, injury reports, everything Cowboys related. You are going to find it right here on this channel. This is Alex signing off for now, but trust me, I will be back with more breaking news as soon as it drops, so turn on those notifications, stay locked in, and let's get ready for what should be an exciting season for the Dallas Cowboys. Go Cowboys!